Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 here, bringing you another Company of Heroes 3 replay, brought to you by, the Red Knight. Yeah, Soviet player. Interesting. In any case, this is a 4v4 on the End Forest, with RZV, Boar, 3A, Mirza, Can, Bar, and Blue Pie. Sure. Why not? In any case, let's see, we have a full OKW team, right? And then an American player, well, actually 2 American players, a British player, and a Soviet player. In any case, if you want to send a replay kind of like this, you can send it to my Facebook or my Gmail, both located on my YouTube channel. Or you could just, like, subscribe. That also really helps. And I also want to thank my Patreon supporters like Leo, Tim, Chris, and Panzerburger. And that's all the plugins I have, so let's just get to this game, because that's probably why you're here, unless you just want to hear me talk. I guess you could, but most people are just in for the game. But in any case, let's see what is gonna happen. Now, the name of the title was like where OKW trucks go to die. So my assumption is we're gonna be seeing a rush of some sort. How would a rush happen? I mean, with the artillery stuff, probably not. So, okay, scout. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. He's gonna get his penal troops in the scout car, rush them to the OKW trucks, because we can see them coming in now and blow them up. But we shall see. Big fight for city. In any case, if you've never seen the End Forest before, you have the city area, you have the more wide open area over here, and then you have the forest area, which is more close quarters over here. Looks like who is this? 3A. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce that name. We'll just call him 3. 3's doing a pretty good job holding the force location, preparing for a OKW counterattack. But the OKW player, aka, what's this guy's name? Mirza, and we have 2 fortification doctrines. So, typically for doctrines, I don't like seeing 2. I spread them out, have more variety, so a team can't just hard counter, which might happen. Nice Kubel, again, decapping that territory, making sure the allies can't get that fuel. And a big OKW push in mid. You're trying to use the heavy cover in buildings to continually push up, but it looks like the Soviet and American forces over here have pretty much dominated the city and, are clearing out little by little. So, they're going to get all those resources while there's a big Axis push going through the middle. If the allies can just hold and just envelop all those, oh boy, that's gonna be one hell of a push and one pretty much big massacre. In any case, let's see here. Bob went Commando Regiment, nice bombing and commandos, great close range. We have some artillery forces in long range combat with RZV with the infantry company. And then fortifications, really good for holding down hard points, and static artillery, which is good for hitting hard points on the opposite side of the field. Very long range, very nice grenade, and yeah. So let's actually double check rank before I continue any further. That's something I want to see. All right, we have a full team of really good guys, and then we have a team of pretty good guys as well. I would say rank definitely goes to them, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of trucks set up with no destruction, so now I'm unsure what he's talking about, because you can see these trucks, they're all medical, so immediately my assumption is with all these trucks is the fact that this is a team. Typically, I don't see this coordination unless there's some kind of communication going on between the allied players on that side, saying, hey, put these trucks out, that way we can keep our front line going. And judging by how they're kind of positioned, like I said, I feel like this is a team effort, like they're each coordinating to put these trucks up. And again, if you're wondering what these trucks do, they heal infantry and allow the OKW faction to stay in the fight longer, because now when they retreat, they don't have to go all the way back to their base, even though it's not that far from this perspective. Remember, from this point, it's equal to, again, this front line. So that's kind of time in half, and then you reinforce. So it's very vital, but that also puts in a more hazardous situation if enemy artillery starts pounding and hitting these positions. But you can see here support guns, so at least mortars, stuff like that, are going to have a rough time. Over here, it looks like the Khan managed to push through here and yeah, put a big blow to the American player over here, who's kind of holding, but yeah, without unfortunately this building having an MG, yeah, he's just gonna wait for his incendiary and just burn it to the ground. Not a good thing, but it looks like the Allies have the forest area, so that's pretty good. Panzerschreck probably not the greatest thing to have inside of a city, just saying, with a bunch of infantry. Okay, yeah, Vickers machine gun, yeah, easily going to kill an MG-34, easily. So this thing needs to retreat. Penal troops on standby probably would have either flamed or satchel charged the building, and the Soviets are just going to keep clearing everything in their way. American player pushing over here with a captain, so at least we know there's a possibility of a Stuart coming out, or at least like some type of, you can see over here, howitzer or an AT gun. So something along those lines that could be coming out. Again, AT gun right here, so good defense. Fortifications going down. Let's see, that's from Bob. And judging by what he's doing, he has a lot of MGs and then emplacements. He's trying to allow the American player and the Soviet player to have the front line infantry and fight, while he's getting the more supportive units so that way they can hold territory and provide, you know, assistance. For example, mortar teams hitting this blob, which might hit it, might not, who knows. Anyway, let's see, MG still kind of holding them back. Major thing right now that I see that is a big issue is the Allies have all 3 points. So the Axis need to capture that territory if they really want to stop the countdown clock from really affecting them. Let's see. No one else has picked a doctrine yet, so kind of unsure about that. Yeah, OKW guys seem to be holding down this territory pretty well. So, yeah, it looks... Okay, Red Knight, you went counterattack. I saw that. I didn't think you would go it, but you did go it. And now I'm excited because the B4 is my favorite unit. And if they can use the Force, unlike G2A, who's a GTA, who's unfortunately is a non-believer in the Force, as you may know or may not know, honestly. If you can control the B4, if you can just, again, if you can just get on its same level and ease it in, that thing can be the most destructive thing on the battlefield. Again, you just need to use the Force. Use the B4 to its full potential. In any case here, we have a lot of artillery because I'm like, oh, you know, a couple of support guns. I see 3 already pounding the front line. So that's going to cause a lot of havoc to AKA the American mortars, because again, American mortars get close range, and these mortars because they can outrange both. So in this game, in my opinion, you could have the more destructive unit, but if the enemy unit can hit you, a great example would be the Su-85. The Su-85 there are multiple other tanks that can hit the Su-85 with more destructive firepower, but if the Su-85 can keep hitting the target and the target can't hit back, that's the problem. That's a huge issue. Because that range can easily turn the tide. I swear to God.
Surprise commentary. Hey, so what do we got here? Let's see. Wow. Some Americans versus Axis. 4v4. I like it.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing here is that the Allies went more artillery focused. So this could be a big problem if they start clumping up all their trucks, which might be. Because again, we have 2 priests, which again, doing a double of 1 doctrine. We B4 and we have commandos. So fortifications is like the big thing. So if with the
fortifications?
Yeah. So what this guy needs to do is probably go Yag, and then maybe elite armor. No. No. This guy go Yag and no.
No, definitely go Yag because then you can have recon.
Yag and lead armor.
Zeroing artillery with that recon unit would be devastating.
Yep, it would be. Recon playing by counterattacks, doing pretty good. Again, providing some necessary oversight on enemy positions, being like, okay, so...
Ooh, nice flak position.
No, this is a terrible flag.
I said if they were to be able to hold it. But because they've already, and because they have basically, well, yeah, all those troops.
Not just that, an AT gun could easily hit that.
Yeah, it's going to die very quickly.
Oh, big battle going on the left. So, a lot of American forces trying to push up.
A lot of smoke. Yeah, Americans in the 40s using their smoking habits to their advantage.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, they're trying to get through. He's blobbing up a bit, but... He's like
Nothing
not
too
throwing
bad.
grenades. Also, I've just realized this. Why did you put tank traps here? Like, I'm just saying, like, I
Stop
get
a
your...
flank?
But here's the thing.
Oh, it's
that's
not
heavy
targeted.
cover. So, if you're trying to enclose this area...
the enemy can just back up and like, okay.
Yeah, they can still come through here. You figure what they want to do is like close off this area and stuff like that, and close off the front so they can't push.
Yeah.
But no, that's not the case. I find that so weird with this.
Shh, don't give the enemy any good ideas. There you have enough. Surprise commentary. Disappear.
Yeah, my brother's going to bed. It's pretty late, and I'm doing recordings because, you know, I want to get this done and render it at night because it takes forever. So what do we have going on? Okay, he's gone. Highly recommend. Middle of this, go watch Shelter. It's a music video. Highly recommend. If it doesn't punch you in the gut, I swear to God, I guarantee you it'll punch you in the gut. In any case, back to this game. That's my shout out for the random video of the week. So all these trucks are kind of grouped up and everything. I'm seeing the big issue now. They're clumping up way too much, and in a bombing strike like right here or right here would be devastating to a team. But like I said, as long as they don't go like really bad doctrines, they should be fine. Like if they go scavenge and then this guy does another fortifications, that would be worst case scenario. Or yeah, that would be, honestly. Alright, so what do we have over here? So we have an Su-76. Do we have any other armor? That's actually a good point. It's basically been just infantry. No, I'm not seeing any light tanks or anything along those lines. Has some half tracks, but nothing really of this quality of tank or this, you know, with firepower wise. All right, plane crashed into that building because why the heck not? So let's see over here. Some close range Volk squads with SG-44s with a Panzerschreck led Sturm Pioneer moving through the city. I'm actually kind of worried about this because I feel like a minesweeper would have been better because I'm unsure. I'm wondering if they would have... No mines. Okay. The Soviet player and the American player, especially with this, they can lay mines and that could probably be very destructive. I would lay mines as many places I can. And now we have, wow, not even with a doctrine artillery fire going on with the Su-76, kind of trying to counter those support guns with its native artillery ability. It's more, of course, as you can see, kind of just everywhere, but they're still pretty destructive and good for infantry blobs, honestly. So let's see right now. Honestly, population-wise, if we go by totals, the Allies have a slight advantage. But again, if the Axis can come into a crippling blow with zeroing artillery or something along those lines, they could turn the tide. Or just fight a bunch of stupid riflemen that are deciding to fight in a creek with no cover instead of actually getting the cover. Or Volk squads, instead of throwing fire grenades on their positions, run into water. I don't. That's incredibly... Okay. Why not? So, alright, nothing on him. But let's see, we have some... Oh, from Mother Russia going on. So, that's boosting the infantry along here. I think that's speed, right? Effectiveness. No, combat effectiveness as well. I remember when it used to be an old thing where people would get shock troops and then activate this, and it would just increase their attack power. So it would literally be a mass blob of fast-moving shock troops just murdering everything in their path. It was great. Yeah, looks like they're coming back trying to counter an infantry push that did some damage. As you can see here, they've managed to push back, kill the other emplacement over here, and do a lot of destructive damage to those emplacements. Nice hit with the Beaufort, knocking out that infantry. Let's see now. Resource-wise, here's the big issue, though. I see a lot of fuel points going down and munitions points, so that's good for the Allies. Again, that's giving them excess resources. And it looks like, again, a little off kilter, but whatever. Bob looks like he's saving up for armor, so that's why he kind of been saving fuel and whatnot, try to rush some armor, which, not a bad idea. Probably a Centaur is not the thing to go, but, you know, Cromwell would have been better, or a Firefly, in my opinion. Honestly, Cromwell, probably mill the... Are you kidding me? But anyway, go back. Resource is good. Again, as you can see, they're outpacing the OKW. If you're wondering why I freaked out, 3 fortification doctrines. Now, okay, I instantly see what's going on here. And the OKW have literally backed themselves up into the ultimate trap. There's a button right here that shows player stats. In the middle of a game, it will show every single player on your team what doctrines they've picked. It's an amazing little feature. if you're gonna pick a doctrine, click that first so you can see what what your team has. Nice forward position, by the way. Good defense. Should be able to hold against any assault. Especially because, well, if they try to push up, they can't push here, so they're gonna run into the half track. But yeah, so but Greyshot, they have pack 43s and stuff they can place down, and all sorts of, you know. Oh wow, actually a decent push coming in. But the problem is with all that artillery, and again with the priest that can move and hit, that's gonna counter a lot of the stuff the fortification doctrine allows. So it's not gonna go very well. Jagdpans are good for defense, and again right now the Axes are on defense, which we'll see how well that goes with all the artillery, because that breaks defense really well, especially if they start grouping up in one area. But the Jagdpanzer seems to be doing a pretty good job of knocking out that armor. Unfortunately, the smoke here and the brush kind of allow the Centaur to get back without being seen by Fog of War to the Jagdpanzer. But no, overall, not bad. Not bad whatsoever. Poor Sherman, though. Poor Sherman. Actually, I think a plane crashed over here. No, I know one over here, but it looks like another plane crashed over here. Looks like we have a recon plane by a major flying overhead. Again, this is a situation where an artillery shot right here could be devastating, but while this guy went elite armor, and I think that's a good idea. Unfortunately, the rest of these guys fucked up and went fortifications, and now it's like, hey, guess what? Can we have recon for zeroing artillery? Oh, we did that, so unfortunately we can't allow that. But every single doctrine here has recon and other abilities that kind of complement each other, so there's more variety. There's all sorts of metaphors of like that, where having variety is a lot better than not. Whether it's eating your just eating habits, or Mass Effect and the Reapers. Lots of variety talk. That makes it better than having a singular. Hell, even our political system, as much as right now I hate it or dislike it, for obvious reasons, having more than one single candidate is a better alternative than having one you don't like, because then you have multiple people of different varieties that you may or may not like. This one definitely not like. Alright, so let's see here. Infantry trying to push up. I would definitely take this location and try to lock off and coordinate this area, so you could then kind of focus down here. I know there's a truck right here that would pretty much prevent you from coming through the forest, but what you could do is make that way if they go into that little wood area, that they get annihilated. So that's why they have the gun here. It's not to hold back what's ever in the forest. It's sorry, let me rephrase. It's not to necessarily just hold this area down. It's to make sure whatever the fuck is in that forest doesn't come out. It's like that forest in Harry Potter that was next to Hogwarts. It's like, yeah, that's a dark forest. Don't go in there. Let's see. Artillery batteries. Multiple artillery batteries. And yeah, okay, I already see what's going on here. They have all this artillery kind of grouped up. And remember, this artillery can't move. Whereas I'm assuming the American player, okay, we have a priest already, has mobile artillery that can that fire. So while these things can, and I meant by these pieces of artillery, can hurt the priest, this thing can't move, but the priest can. So yeah, if there was any other doctrine this guy would have gone, it would have been pretty much more of a fight. But the fact he got those heavy bombers is pretty much helps clear this heavy fortified bullshit. And yeah, there's not much that I see things going very quickly south for the OKW, very quickly. Also, I like how there's a 3v3 battle going on over here and a 1v1 battle going in the forest. Let's see, some AT shots going at it. Again, you have a half track coming in, kind of stopping infantry from pushing up. I don't see a lot of AT. Looks like the Panzer IV probably killed the ambulance, if I had to guess. Yeah. But the big thing right now is the fact that there's no real AT. Did you mine anywhere? Because unfortunately, he's going to retreat back. Oh, yep, there we go. I was going to say, you running back to your major? No. Nope. He's going to keep on running. So, let's see here. We have one piece of artillery, and you have a piece of artillery too. And this guy is firing. Oh, there goes a plane. Poor plane. Wow, along with an SU... Oh my god, Red Knight is an army of SU-85s. This is a clear example of just, like, what you don't do. Because those SU-85s are just pounding that area. And just, again, making it so that way it will be very easily killed in just a couple more shots. Oh boy. In any case, we have artillery coming in, just hoping to start pounding this area. More trucks are going down, but we'll see how well that goes. B4 doing a nice hit on that Jagdpanzer. Very nice job. 1 star, you have the force within you. KV1 also coming in. KV1, great for taking damage. Good against infantry. Not very good against anything like a medium tank. Although it's amazing versus light armor because it just bounces off. And also... sorry, was it Red Knight? I'm so sorry. Yeah, Red Knight. Very nice skins. I like your skins. And the nice demo charge, because if a blob comes in, alright, that counters. There's some mines over here, stuff like that they have to worry about, set by the Volk squads because of the fortifications doctrine, but... Wait a second, hold on. How did you lose the Panzer IV? How? This thing doesn't have efficiency, so this thing didn't fire on it. How did you lose it? I swear to God, does this guy have a bazooka? He may have a bazooka. I think these guys killed it. That's the only thing I can assume. Yeah, 1 vehicle destroyed. It was this. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. And you can see here, Bob is like, I'm going to save up all the munitions because I know exactly what the enemy's doing now. And I'm just going to bomb them to smithereens. This is the ultimate storm. This is why variety is needed. Because if you ever had a situation at work... or where it's like the worst case scenario, and you always hope that like that doesn't happen. Very nice Sturm Tiger shot. Very nice Sturm Tiger shot. That was beautiful. Yeah, this is the ultimate. This is the ultimate scenario where the enemy team picked everything right, and you did almost everything wrong. The Sturm Tiger was a good thing. But now we have those bombers coming in. This thing's moving so slow, it's probably not going to help. He's still building the Pak-43 here, because why not? Another Pak-43 over here. Not a bad location. Fire through the forest could really hurt those SU-85s. But with the time... Oh, well, time on target doing a lot of damage. Commandos coming in from behind. B4 shot finishing off a lot of that area. And we have the bombers coming in now. Jesus Christ. There goes their entire front line. So that's why you don't put all your eggs in one basket. And yeah, with that front line crippled and all their defenses smashed, the Axis are going to have to pull back. And I don't really see a lot that they can do to counter this. Counterattacks, again, using a recon plane to see what the enemy has left. We have more bombers coming in. Oh, a minute. Enough recon that they're into trouble, and an army composition that is, yeah, at least half the size of the Allies. So, yeah, this is going to be bad. Nice B4 shot once again, almost taking out all that infantry. Would have been amazing. Red Knight, how's that B4 looking? 7 kills. All the Su-76s just opening fire on here. Now we have zeroing artillery, so if these guys keep firing, the artillery shells will, come down and start pounding these Su-76s, which is pretty good. We can see here in one shot, I think, knocked out the Jackson. Either that or the artillery did. Now, again, as long as they fire, because they're being shown through the fog of war, the artillery will come down. And again, you killed one. But if they back up and there's no recon here, they just disappear into the fog of war. And zeroing artillery, 300 munitions goes down the drain. In any case, we have just Soviets playing defensive. Oh, wow. One-shotted by zeroing artillery. Shock troops. Not what I expected. Probably should retreat these guys. Okay, very lucky that guy made it. Another bombing strike coming in. And I think time on target, because there was another... Yeah, that was a different set of red flares coming in. So, yeah. The bomber took out the artillery, which was actually getting pretty vetted. And let's see how the bombers do. There goes the other piece of artillery. There goes the truck. And a bit more infantry to boot. And then the recon plane. Again, just coming in being like, how much did we clear? Oh, we cleared quite a bit. Oh, that's good. Love how these riflemen are just like, yeah, we could be defensive. We could just stay here. Wait it out. All the Su-76s still on standby. Do we have any armor? We have a Panther, which, good luck. Bunch of priests. Oh my god. And we have comets as well. We have double comet. The problem I'm seeing here is just the amount of units that the Allies have. So while, yeah, Panther is good, you can't fight 2 comets. You can't. You can't fight 3 Su-76s. Yeah, again, in this situation, first, you know, like, if you're asking Greyshot, what do you do in this situation? Well, it's simple. First, stop clumping. The clumping is what's killing you. Stop it. Spread out. Also, maybe put your trucks in the base, because that's the one place bombers can't hit you. And as long as you keep your front line in the halfway point of this map, the artillery can't hit your base, typically. Unless it gets like 3-star vetted, and then it can increase range. But again, typically. And then what I would recommend is using like strike forces. So get like a Puma or a Panther, something to get behind enemy lines and cause as much damage as possible, and then get out. But the problem is that's very risky. But in this situation, because you forced yourself into this, you need to start taking out the artillery. And because they're mobile, you need some. I swear to God, you're not gonna move. Wow, Satchel taking out half a Panther's health. Man. For being a bunch of high-level guys, you're making a lot of low-level mistakes. Big blob coming in. Artillery fire from the Su-76s would be crippling. Alright, wow. Okay, one shot, and they're like, peace out, we're done. Are you serious? Another one? And the plane crash almost hit here. Jesus Christ. The British Air Force, it must be like, you know what, we have all these bombers, and we really are we have no enemy aircraft. Let's just send in the bombers. And honestly, that seems to be doing the trick. Oh my god, you're retreating right into that. Well, there goes all that. The entire OKW front line has been smashed by those bombers and the artillery. Though I will say, you should probably have more kills. Oh wait, no, you have 20 kills. Never mind, you're doing decently. Well, you do have 3. I don't know. They're still being pretty destructive, and these trucks are dying left and right, which, yeah, fits the name. Now we have a King Tiger moving in. We have 1 King Tiger. I think there's only 1. Okay, the other guy could probably build another, but even if he does, a singular King Tiger can't fight a whole army by itself. There's no way. And especially by like this Panther dying, with 2 comets leading the way, this charge is too much. I mean, the front armor can bounce off Su-76 shots, but if the comets can flank around, the Su-76s can keep hitting. It's very unlikely the King Tiger's gonna live. Very unlikely. Now we have some higher vetted units, so they can start penetrating better. Okay, now we have another King Tiger, so that's good support. So that may help the King survive. Again, because this helps with the flank. KV-1 trying to get in there. I don't think it has enough to penetrate. 1 shot, though, is enough to finish it. If they can just get around and hit side armor. Nope, Su-76 hits it from the side. This other King, though, is probably too strong. Yeah, they're too strong, and they're way too deep in enemy territory. Too many Panzerfaust. Yeah, most likely. I mean, they can probably kill this truck, and then that leaves pretty much the OKW with no trucks left. Yeah, no front line whatsoever. And with no real front line, they're going to keep the victory points, and it's either surrender or countdown to victory. Oh boy. We have, is that zeroing artillery? You have a little bit of zeroing artillery coming in, but they've already left, so not really much good. Probably would have been helpful, like, right here, earlier, to that way it would have been more consistent and held back that armor, because that king can take enough shots for the zeroing artillery to kick in, and if they're all coming through that small path, it would have been very destructive to the enemy team. So I think I've gone over what the Axis did wrong. The Allies, again, did a pretty good job of making sure they hard countered good. Like, within 10 minutes, the entire front line, the entire Axis front line went from holding and kind of pushing back the Allies to there's nothing left. It's smoldering rock. Like, it's, yeah, there's nothing left of their army. A bit of spam, I would say, for priests having 4, but honestly, I don't think they really care. It's like, yeah, we're just going to keep getting artillery so we can just keep hitting their base, and right now, the artillery is actually starting to hit their base. So, yeah, that's the thing. Commando coming in, I'm assuming another bomb strike is in a minute. No, they don't have enough. Oh, they just called it in. Okay. That guy has used all of his munitions. But here's the thing. They have munitions points. They have, well, almost. All the major resources on the map. So, of course, they can keep calling in these bombers. And these guys are either going to keep fighting, or the bombers are going to come in, and they're going to all die. Now, the king is walking right into the bomber thing. So, again, following my example. Calling bombers. Alright, hitting them. Oh, wow, okay. Maybe a little too far back with the bombers, but man, if the bombers would have been a little bit more forward, that would have crippled the OKW and killed all their forces. Because either you fight and the bombs hit you, or you retreat and, you know, they are able to gain territory. But, yeah, that's game. Storm Tiger probably would not have made it. They surrender right before the points would have led down the victory. Overall, a quicker game than my last one, but overall, I quite enjoyed it. Let's see an overview of each of these guys. So, yeah, OKW. Don't pick the same thing. I think that's the biggest lesson we can learn here. Red Knight, most damage. Pretty good job. Bob, most kills. I wonder why. Enemy team, Bar, again, very good on kills and damage, and we know why. Again, their Storm Tiger did actually a lot, so I'm very happy about that. And also his infantry, while, again, you could say, oh, they're only Volk squads, and, you know, they didn't gain a lot. He has 4 to 5 star guys. So they killed a lot and managed to do a decent chunk of damage. So bravo for him. But the rest of his team, the rest of these guys who decided to go everything the same, terrible mistake. And again, the perfect storm happened with all these doctrines. The just hard stomp counter the fortifications doctrine. It was great, and I hope you guys enjoyed. But this has been Greyshot17 with a COH2 replay. Again, if you liked the video, make sure you like it, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.